Hello friends, welcome to 5 Star Study. Today we will read about the Parliament of India. The Parliament is the legislative organ of the Union Government. The Parliament of India consists of three parts: the President, the Council of States, Rajya Sabha, and the House of the People, Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha. The maximum strength of the Rajya Sabha is fixed at 250, out of which 238 are to be the representatives of the states and union territories and 12 are nominated by the President. Presently the Rajya Sabha has 245 members. Of these, 229 members represent the states. 4 members represent the union territories and 12 members are nominated by the President. Members of Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of the state legislative assemblies in accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of the single transferable vote. This process of election is called indirect election as they are not elected by the people directly. The Constitution lays down the following qualifications for a person to be chosen a member of the Rajya Sabha. 1. He should be a citizen of India. 2. He should not be less than 30 years of age. 3. He should not hold any office of profit under any government. The 4th schedule of the Constitution of India deals with the allocation of seats in the Rajya Sabha to the states and union territories. The Rajya Sabha, first constituted in 1952, is a continuing chamber. It is a permanent body and not subject to dissolution. However, 1/3 of its members retire every second year. Representation of the People Act 1951 provided that the term of office of a member of the Rajya Sabha is 6 years. Rajya Sabha cannot reject or amend a money bill. The Vice President of India is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The deputy chairperson of the Rajya Sabha is elected by the members of the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha authorized the Parliament to create new All India services common to both the centre and states. Lok Sabha. The maximum strength of the Lok Sabha is fixed at 552. Out of this, 530 members are to be the representatives of the states, 20 members are to be the representatives of the union territories and 2 members are to be nominated by the President from the Anglo-Indian community. Lok Sabha normal term is 5 years from the date of its first meeting after the general elections, after which it automatically dissolves. Presently the Lok Sabha has 545 members. Of these, 530 members represent the states, 13 members represent the union territories and 2 Anglo-Indian members are nominated by the President. The Constitution lays down the following qualifications for a person to be chosen a member of the Lok Sabha. 1. He should be a citizen of India. 2. He should not be less than 25 years of age. 3. He should not hold any office of profit under the union or state government. The Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha Speaker does not vote in the first instance, but he can exercise a casting vote in the case of a tie. In other words, only when the House is divided equally on any question, the Speaker is entitled to vote. Such vote is called casting vote, and its purpose is to resolve a deadlock. Lok Sabha Speaker presides over a joint sitting of the 2 houses of Parliament. Such a sitting is summoned by the President to settle a deadlock between the 2 houses on a bill. Lok Sabha Speaker appoints the chairman of all the parliamentary committees of the Lok Sabha and supervises their functioning. Lok Sabha is dissolved. The Speaker does not vacate his office and continues till the newly elected Lok Sabha meets. In the following cases, a member of Parliament vacates his seat. House can declare the seat of a member vacant if he is absent from all its meetings for a period of 60 days without its permission. Person cannot be a member of both the Parliament and the state legislature at the same time. If a person is so elected, his seat in Parliament becomes vacant if he does not resign his seat in the state legislature within 14 days. If a person is elected to both the houses of Parliament, he must intimate within 10 days in which house he desires to serve. In default of such intimation, his seat in the Rajya Sabha becomes vacant. 0 hour. The 0 hour starts immediately after the question hour and lasts until the agenda for the day. It is an Indian innovation in the field of parliamentary procedures and has been in existence since 1962. Important points about Parliament. The non-confidence motion needs the support of 50 members to be admitted. Ordinary bill can be introduced either in the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. It can be introduced either by a minister or by a private member. Money bill can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha and not in the Rajya Sabha. It can be introduced only by a minister. Rajya Sabha cannot amend or reject a money bill. It should return the bill to the Lok Sabha within 14 days, either with recommendations or without recommendations. The Speaker of Lok Sabha presides over a joint sitting of the two houses. The final power to decide whether a particular bill is a money bill or not is vested in the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. The maximum gap between two sessions of Parliament cannot be more than 6 months. In other words, the Parliament should meet at least twice a year. Parliament sessions. 1. Budget session February to May. 2. Monsoon session July to September. 3. Winter session November to December. Ganesh Vasudev Mavalankar as first Speaker of Lok Sabha. Parliament is also vested with powers to impeach the President and to remove judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts, Chief Election Commissioner and Controller and Auditor General of India in accordance with the procedure laid down in the Constitution. Committees of the Parliament. Broadly, parliamentary committees are of two kinds, standing committee and ad hoc committees. The former are permanent, constituted every year or periodically, and work on a continuous basis, while the latter are temporary and cease to exist on completion of the task assigned to them. Standing committees. On the basis of the nature of functions performed by them, standing committees can be classified into the following 6 categories. 1. Financial committees. A. Public Accounts Committee. B. Estimates Committee. C. Committee on Public Undertakings. 2. Departmental Standing Committees 24. 3. Committees to inquire. A. Committee on Petitions. B. Committee of Privileges. C. Ethics Committee. 4. Committees to scrutinize and control. A. Committee on Government Assurances. B. Committee on Subordinate Legislation. C. Committee on Papers Laid on the Table. D. Committee on Welfare of SCs and STs. A. Committee on Empowerment of Women. F. Joint Committee on Offices of Profit. 5. Committees relating to the day-to-day business of the House. A. Business Advisory Committee. B. Committee on Private Members' Bills and Resolutions. C. Rules Committee. D. Committee on Absence of Members from Sittings of the House. 6. Housekeeping Committees or Service Committees. A. General Purposes Committee. B. House Committee. C. Library Committee. D. Joint Committee on Salaries and Allowances of Members. Ad hoc Committee. Ad hoc committees can be divided into 2 categories, that is, inquiry committees and advisory committees. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.